After you've drawn out your design, you want to mark on your white paper some marks where your square is going to go so you can pick it up and move it. And those are your marks where you're going to return to every time. And those are kind of keystone marks. So I've drawn out my design and I've decided to go back where I'm going to recut out. So now I could pick up my piece of paper, cut out my parts, and put my black paper back on those keystone marks. And I don't have to worry about losing parts, and I can glue them down as I go along without worrying about where I put that black piece of paper back down again. And that's how I keep it from moving around. See, I'm laying it back down on those keystone marks, and now I can glue those pieces. I can lay them down, and I can flip them out, put glue on it. I could flip it over and know exactly where it's supposed to be because my big black piece of paper is on that keystone mark, and I can line it up and it's perfect. And then I can pick up my paper again and cut some more. And I don't have to worry about having a million little pieces of paper around that I can't control and I can't keep track of. Now I can pick up my paper again and continue to cut. And you're going to see me do that over and over again. I'm not going to talk the entire time, but I want you to understand how that works. So I cut out more pieces of paper so I don't get overwhelmed. Lay it down on those keystone marks. Lay the pieces back in where they belong. Put glue on them. My chubby little fingers get in the way. Put glue on them. And I flip them out and glue them so that they're perfect in the perfect positions. Now you got to make sure that your paper stays in those keystone marks because you don't want to mess it up as it goes along. Now you can see where I've come to an area where I've decided to cut out double cuts. So I flip the piece out and then I flip it back. And I'll show you again. You'll see how that happens. I cut the piece out, then I cut out the inside of it. And this I'm going to do pretty much one at a time so I don't lose track. I'm going to flip it out. And this is the hardest part because you have to really be careful about keeping it on that keystone part and making sure you're flipping it out in the right direction. And then you're flipping the other piece out back in the correct direction. Now I'm going fast because I've done this for years and I've also sped up the video. But I expect you to go slowly and thoughtfully because this is what you're going to be graded on, is how well you do this. And I am going to be a stickler on this part. This is a challenging project. This is high school level stuff, and it is challenging. But you can do it. I have faith in you. Well, here we are at the very end, and you see I picked up my piece of paper, and you have to make sure that you're putting the glue on the correct side before you lay it down. I would check, I would double check, I would triple check, because I've seen people make the same mistake over and over. You put your glue on the correct side, and you want to make sure you're laying it down so that it's in the correct position. Get it on those keystone marks. Now you're going to see I have a couple places where I don't have it lined up perfectly. So I'm going to have to like pick those parts up and re-glue them down because it's not right. So because when I was gluing them down, I mean, it was my black paper wasn't on the keystone marks. So I pick them up and I fix them. I'm not satisfied with just saying, oh, well. So you can see right there, those are not okay. I have to pick them up carefully so I don't rip them, but I'm going to pick them up and I'm going to fix them. And I'm going to move them. Because as an artist, it's just not okay to say, oh, well, it's just, it is what it is. I'm going to fix it.